last problem on the page, number 18. We are given a geometric sequence. You need to know that because that means we are dealing with a common ratio. Okay. So we don't know what the common ratio is, we just know that we have two terms in the sequence, and we want to find the ninth term. Okay. So let's, actually I'm going to erase that. So here's my sequence. I have 1, I don't know the second term, I don't know the third term, I don't know the fourth term, I don't know the fifth term, I know the sixth term. So we know that in geometric sequences, we are multiplying by something, by a common ratio. Times r, times r, times r, times r, times r. So how many times did I multiply by r to get to negative 3,125? 1 times r times r times r times r times r should equal negative 3,125. Okay? This is how geometric sequences work. And this is why we do problems like this, because they really help us to see that. Okay, so what is a way that I can consolidate all of this? R times r times r times r times r. There are 5 r's, so I can write r to the 5th. 1 r to the 5th is negative 3,125. If you were to divide by 1 on both sides, nothing would change. Okay, so that is an equation that we're looking at, and we can solve this to find out what the common ratio is. If we have something raised to the 5th power, we're going to take a 5th root, and that will cancel that out and leave us with just r, and we can find out what the ratio is. Let's look at how to do that on the calculator. If you'll hit math, you can look at number 5 is x with a little root. If you hit that, it will give you these blanks. Sometimes this blank is filled in, and you just have to hit so you might be over here, just hit the back arrow, and you can replace it. We want a 5th root, hit the over arrow, and we put in our number, the radicand. And it tells you that the ratio is negative 5. Okay? So if you take 1, you multiply by negative 5 times, you get to negative 3,125. Okay, so we could kind of do the same thing here, and we could say if I started with 1 and I multiplied by negative 5, how many times do I have to multiply by it to get to term 9? Okay, what's 9 minus 1? It's 8. So you could plug in an 8 right there, and you could find term number 9. Okay. Another thing that you could do is we could say what is a sub 0? Just a1 divided by, term 1 divided by the ratio, 1 divided by negative 5, negative 1/5. And then you could write an explicit formula like we've been doing. Any term is equal to a sub 0, negative 1/5, times negative 5 to the nth power, and you can plug in 9s. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this one, and show that they come out to be the same thing. So the first one we had 1 times, I'm going to put this in parentheses, negative 5 to the 8th power. And then on this one, I'll do negative 1/5 times negative 5 raised to the 9th power. And you get the same thing. And we will have a whole section where we talk about properties of exponents and how to simplify these things. But for now, just know that these two expressions are equivalent. You can do either one. You can write the explicit formula, or you can kind of use this intuition, which is a different form of the explicit formula, to find term 9, 390,620. All right. Thanks for watching. Best of luck on your test.